Welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching the news lately, you know things are tense right now. Americans are caught up in drama everywhere they go overseas. Just last month, we saw that viral story about the family getting kicked off a flight in Spain because of a misunderstanding about their passports. Then there was that couple in Bali who got scammed out of thousands trying to rent a villa. And don't even get me started on what happened to those tourists in Paris during the Olympics. It's exhausting just watching it all unfold. But here's what's really interesting. While all this travel chaos is happening, there are actually 3 countries rolling out the red carpet for Americans right now. No complicated visa applications, no proof you've got a certain amount in the bank, and definitely no waiting around for months wondering if you'll get approved. I'm talking about places where you can literally book a flight next week and start living there. And I saved the best one for last, because it's the only country in Europe that gives this special deal exclusively to Americans. Nobody else gets this treatment. Before we jump in, I need to ask you something. About 85% of the people watching right now haven't subscribed yet. If you're into travel drama, expat stories, or just watching how Americans are navigating this wild time overseas, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and honestly, it helps us keep making these videos.
Number 3, the Philippines. Now, you've probably seen the Philippines all over social media. Those crystal blue waters, the island hopping, the beach videos that make you want to quit your job immediately. But what most people don't realize is how ridiculously easy it is for Americans to actually move there. When you land in Manila or Cebu, you automatically get 59 days. That's almost 2 months without doing anything special. But here's where it gets wild. You can extend that tourist visa for up to 3 years. Not 3 months, 3 full years. The way it works is pretty simple. You go to the Bureau of Immigration, you extend in chunks, and you can stack those extensions up to 36 months total. There's no income requirement. They're not asking to see your bank statements or proof that you've got money coming in every month. You just show up and live your life. And when those 3 years are up, if you want to stay longer, you take a quick trip to Thailand or Vietnam, come back to the Philippines, and boom, the clock resets for another 36 months. Think about that for a second. We're talking about one of the most beautiful countries in the world, with 7,000 islands, and they're basically saying, come on in, stay as long as you want. The cost of living there is insane, too. You can find apartments for $250 to $300 a month. Not in some remote village either. We're talking actual towns with infrastructure, grocery stores, restaurants, all of it. Food costs almost nothing compared to the States. A full meal at a local restaurant might run you $3 or $4. And here's something that makes the Philippines different from a lot of other countries in Southeast Asia. English is everywhere. It's one of their official languages. So that huge barrier that stops a lot of people from moving abroad, the whole language learning nightmare, it's just not an issue here. You can have full conversations, handle banking, deal with landlords, all in English. If you're wondering where to actually go, there are a few spots that have big expat communities already established. Cebu is probably the most popular. It's got beaches, it's got city life, it's got everything. Dumaguete is another one. It's a smaller coastal town, super chill, lots of retirees and digital nomads. And then there's Davao, which is this huge city in the south that's incredibly safe and well organized. These places have Facebook groups, weekly meetups. The whole expat support system is already there. The Philippines makes it so simple that honestly, the hardest part is just deciding which island to live on first.
Number 2 is Georgia. And no, not the state where Atlanta is. We're talking about the country Georgia, tucked between Europe and Asia. This place flies under the radar for most Americans, but it shouldn't. Georgia gives U.S. citizens a full year visa-free. You literally walk off the plane in Tbilisi, they stamp your passport, and you're good for 365 days. No application beforehand, no interview at an embassy, no proving you've got a certain amount of money in your account. You just arrive, and you're legal to stay for an entire year. Now, Georgia isn't some tiny island nation. This is a real country with mountains, wine regions, cities, countryside, the Black Sea coast, all of it. And the cost of living is shockingly low. In Tbilisi, which is the capital and the biggest city, you can rent an apartment for $300 to $350 a month. That's not a studio in a sketchy neighborhood. That's an actual nice place in a city that's becoming one of the coolest spots in that whole region. The food scene there is incredible too. Georgian cuisine is its own thing. Khachapuri, which is this cheese bread situation, khinkali, which are soup dumplings, and the wine. Georgia actually invented wine. They've been making it for over 8,000 years. You can visit these family wineries in the countryside where they're still using the same clay pots their ancestors used thousands of years ago. It's wild. Safety-wise, Georgia is solid. The crime rate is low, the people are welcoming, and there's a growing community of expats and digital nomads who figured out that this is one of the best-kept secrets in that part of the world. Tbilisi has co-working spaces, fast internet, cafes everywhere, hiking trails right outside the city. If you want something more low-key, there's Batumi on the Black Sea, which has a beach vibe but still feels European. And then there's this little town called Kojori, about 20 minutes outside Tbilisi. Gorgeous scenery, hiking trails, and it's becoming a popular spot for people who want to be close to the capital but not right in the middle of it. Here's the thing with Georgia, though. After that year is up, you do need to leave for one day. Just one day. You can hop over to Turkey or Armenia, grab lunch, come back, and your year resets. There's no other place in Europe or that region that makes it this easy for Americans.
Number 1. Albania. This is the one that surprised me when I first learned about it, and it's the country I think has the most to offer right now. Albania gives Americans, and only Americans, 1 full year of visa-free living. Other countries get 90 days, maybe 6 months if they're lucky, but U.S. passport holders get the full 365 days. No application, no income proof, no paperwork. You show up and you're in. Albania sits right on the Adriatic and Ionian Seas, so you've got these gorgeous coastlines with water that looks like it belongs in a postcard. The climate is Mediterranean, so you get hot summers, mild winters, and that lifestyle where people are outside eating and drinking until late at night. The food is unreal. Fresh seafood, grilled meats, salads with vegetables that actually taste like something, olive oil that costs almost nothing because they produce it locally. If you're into healthy eating, this place makes it almost too easy. The cost of living in Albania is probably the lowest of these 3 countries. You can find rentals in coastal towns starting at $350 a month, and some of those places have sea views. If you move a little inland, you're looking at $200 a month for an apartment. That's not a typo, $200. And we're not talking about falling apart Soviet-era buildings either. Albania has been developing fast over the last decade, and there's actually some really nice modern housing available. What I love about Albania is that it still feels kind of undiscovered. It's not overrun with tourists like Greece or Italy. You're not fighting crowds everywhere you go. But it's got that same European charm. The history, the architecture, the cafe culture, all of it. Tirana, the capital, is modern and has everything you need. Restaurants, shopping, nightlife, good infrastructure. If you want the beach life, check out Vlorë or Saranda. Saranda, especially, is right across from the Greek island of Corfu. The water there is insane. Now, there is one catch with Albania. After your year is up, you need to leave for 90 days before you can come back and restart your year. So it's not quite as flexible as Georgia, where you just leave for a day. But honestly, 90 days is a perfect excuse to go explore another part of Europe, or head back to the States for a few months if you need to. The reason Albania gives Americans this special treatment comes down to history and politics. The U.S. has been a strong ally to Albania for decades, especially after the fall of communism there in the early 90s. There's genuine goodwill toward Americans, and you feel it when you're there. People are friendly, they're curious, they want to practice their English with you. So there you have it, 3 countries where Americans can pack up and move basically immediately. The Philippines gives you 3 years that you can keep extending. Georgia gives you a full year that resets after 1 day out of the country. And Albania gives you a full year that only Americans get in a place that's affordable, beautiful, and still feels like a hidden gem. The world's getting more complicated for travelers right now. We're seeing it in the news every single day. But these 3 countries are proof that there are still places that want Americans to come, stay, and actually build a life there. Whether you need a break for 6 months or you're ready to just try something completely different, these options are real, and they're available right now. If this video helped you out, go ahead and subscribe and drop a like. It actually makes a difference for the channel. And drop a comment telling me which of these 3 countries you'd pick. Are you a beach person eyeing the Philippines? Do you want that European mountain vibe in Georgia? Or are you drawn to that Mediterranean lifestyle in Albania? I'm curious to see where people are leaning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.